Welcome to another Domo Lunch and Learn. This might be my favorite topic ever to discuss on the Domo Lunch and Learn. Since we started doing them this year, I'm a little bit biased because this is my team. Anna Yardley, our Domo community manager, joins me today so that we can give you a little bit of the skinny on what's been going on with the former community forums called the Dojo, now just community forums here at Domo. So many changes since Domo Palooza, and I felt like, you know what? Maybe it's time to toot our own horn a little bit. Maybe it's time to sit back and share with everyone out there in the Domo sphere, Domo land, whatever you like to call it in your organization, all the goodness that has happened over the past several months. You know, a lot of teams have been involved in the rebrand, the refresh, and new opportunities for you to connect and ask questions and find answers on our community forums. So I don't think there's a better lunch and learn topic than to just sit back and give you what has changed, maybe some pro tips, and then dive a little deeper. We sent some communications out earlier today about the 5 things you can do right now to make yourself a little bit more successful in our Domo community. Now, the only way to get that is to be a member of the forums, which will lead us into our first tip. So we really like you to sign in and engage. And that's just my shameless promotion. I will be kind of throwing in the chat as Anna is demoing some of these features, links to Community Central, our Domo Central platform, our Community Forums platform, which will give you all of the things that we think will help you be successful with our tools here at Domo. And that's a lot of stuff, which is why we created Domo Central, kind of the centralized location for all of these things to be accessed while you're looking, whether that be through Google, which we know a lot of people will just ask a question on Google and stumble upon the community forum and get their answer. But we want you to be a part of the conversation and a part of the community that we're trying to grow. And the only way to do that is to sign in. But there have been so many changes. Recognize a little bit of level set. Again, I'm joined by the fabulous, the wonderful Anna Yardley, who is the Domo community manager. Anna, I know that you wanted to start off this morning with talking a little bit about some of the changes. What has changed from the old to the new before we dive into those 5 things to make folks successful?
Awesome, for sure. So happy to be here. So happy to show you guys what's new within the community forums. We've seen so much engagement, so many new faces in the forums, and we absolutely love it. So a couple key differences with the new community forums is, first, there's a new global navigation header up here from Domo Central. So Domo Central is now our new central location for all things Domo support, Domo help. So you can easily navigate when you're in the forums into different parts of the Domo ecosystem. So the knowledge base, Domo University will all be here in the top navigation header. Another new thing is we now have a forums title bar, so you can easily find what you need to within the forums at the top. We've reorganized the product categories so you can quickly find what you're looking for here and search through some of your favorite Domo topics. We've also added a new feature called social groups. So we're really excited about these. These are segmented threads where you can join and talk with like-minded individuals. So we've launched this with regional specific groups. So if you're in EMEA or APAC, go join that group. You'll get specific events, announcements catered towards you and your region. We will be launching industry vertical groups here shortly. So make sure you keep your eye on the groups and join ones that you're interested in. And I think those are the key differences. Other than that, the forums really is, it functions the same. You'll just find it a little bit easier to get around. And like Eddie said, the most important thing that you do here is sign in. So I'm going to make sure that I sign in real fast. You use single sign-on to get in, and should be a pretty seamless process. I gotta go through my dual authentication.
We always love that. As Anna's signing in, these are essentially what we're going to be doing today in the session. So we're glad a lot of folks are joining us. If you have any questions or comments, either for all the hard work that Anna and team have put into making this experience great, but we'll be doing the five things essentially today on what will make you successful in Domo community. Anna has started with the first tip of the day, which is signing in, right? Super important for you to engage with the community. We believe what we have built is something special and something that's new, and it looks fantastic from maybe previous versions. But our number one tip, I think, in all of this, if there's something that you take away from watching today, it's that we would love for you to sign in. It's the only way you'll be able to ask questions, start discussions, post product feedback ideas. We've got a lot of lurkers out there, right, Anna? A lot of folks that just happenstance to stumble upon the community forums, and they find their answer, and they go back to doing their work, which is great. We love those folks, but why not join in on the conversation and be a part of what we're trying to build? So go ahead, Anna. Sorry, I didn't mean to step in there. You were doing the two-factor authentication. As you know me, I'd like to fill the time. So if that means I get to talk a few extra minutes, that's what I'm going to do. But so signing in is extremely important.
Yeah, it just gives you full access to engage with the platform. So then you can ask questions, answer questions, post product feedback ideas. You just have a lot more capabilities once you sign in. So our second tip of the day is to upload a custom avatar. This makes you so much more easily identifiable, and the community will recognize you, okay? If you upload an avatar. Our leaders up here, they all have an avatar, so our community members know who they are. To upload your custom avatar, just visit your profile settings, go to change my picture, and we have some Domo avatars that you can choose from, or you can choose to upload a custom photo. So that is one of the best ways that you can get to know the community, is by uploading your avatar, and also by changing your username to something that's not user 062. So you can also do that in editing your profile fields, account and privacy settings. So you can edit your username here to be however discreet or specific as you'd like it to be.
Yeah, you know, this is, to me, is part of the number one thing. You know, obviously once you sign in, once you engage, but you know, right behind that is to add some personality to your profile, right? I think so. I have a background in education. I've not been shy about that. I've told a lot of folks, you know, I was a teacher and a coach and a technical trainer for a long time. What I would always tell educators, especially in a new virtual world or digital world, and we're working with tech tools here, the first thing you should do when you load a new tool that provides some sort of identification to yourself is to add your photo, right? Add an identifiable photo, or maybe it's a photo of something that you love, because that obviously is someone that engages a lot with community forums, that enjoys building online communities. It's the only way people can get to know you before they ever click on your profile. Is that little tiny bubble that sits on a screen, and you can add as much personality to that as you'd like. And I believe it really grows our community by saying, oh, Anna looks like a nice person. I'd love to get to know more about Anna. She's got a great photo, right? So clicking on that, engaging with that, obviously is something that's super important. And we love the fact that this tool gives us that capability, and we want to encourage more folks to do it. You'll see probably a lot more communication from us that will encourage you to, like, hey, we've noticed you haven't added a photo yet. Would you, like to be further part of the community by identifying yourself? And as well, a little bit of a pro tip there. Username super important. Instead of user 56470, give yourself a nice username, whether it can be discreet or non-discreet. Obviously it's a big part of growing community. Mark Snodgrass is joining us. We love Mark. He says, love the new look of the community forum. Thank you, Mark. Anna has a lot to do with that. So big thanks to her as well. Anna, tip number 3, super important.
Awesome. Introduce yourself to the rest of the community. You can find that under this tab. If you're new here, we have a getting started category. You can learn everything you need to about the forums, and then a member introductions category. So if you're new here, log in, update your avatar, and then come here and create a new post and tell us a little bit about yourself. So you can tell us whatever you'd like to, your hobbies, your role, why you love Domo, and then you can come here and connect with others and comment on their posts. And it's just a fun way to get to know other users.
This thread is hot, so we want to make sure that you get in and introduce yourself as folks are doing and commenting and learning more about each other. Just another way to add some personality and to let folks know about what you do and how you interact. And a lot of folks like Mark, who is in our community forums daily, a lot of folks like Grant, I see there introducing themselves. Get to know them a little bit better, as they're typically the leaders, and we want you to knock them off the leaderboard. And the only way to do that is to engage on posts like this, as well as add your voice and your description and bio to the community, so folks know exactly where you're from and what you do. And there might be a connection there where they can help you in your professional career, which I really do love. All right, number 4, Anna, let's talk about asking questions. As obviously a community forum would do, we are the one-stop shop for all things asking questions and gaining solutions. I do want to, again, let's toot our own horn a little bit. We have had some bouts here in our community lately since the Domopalooza launch. We've got a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of momentum for our community forums. Anna, am I correct in saying this publicly, that we had 0 unanswered questions a couple of weeks ago, that anybody that asked a question in the community forum found a solution, or at least got a vetted answer from someone on our team?
That's correct. And this week we're about there as well. We just have a couple lurking from today and yesterday that are well on their way to get answered.
It's incredible. We want you to ask questions, right? This is essentially free support in some ways, right? To ask questions from community members or people on our teams that are, scouring the forums looking for ways to help users. Ask questions, and the only way to do that is to sign in, and we want you to be able to get a response, whether it be from somebody in Domo or an external Domo expert or some of our community coaches. Any pro tips there for tip number 4, Anna, which is ask questions?
Yeah, I would say make sure you ask a question. If you're searching for a specific answer, starting a discussion is just a thread. But if you ask a question, you'll get answers, and you can mark things that really helped you as the best answer, and they'll help users in the future. So when you ask a question, make sure that you just select the category that best fits your question. Be really descriptive in your title. You can add photos, code, anything to the body to help it be as helpful as possible to those that will be answering, and then tag your post. It makes your post way more findable, searchable by those that are looking to answer questions with the topic that you're asking. So those are pro tips. And then just wait for your question to be answered. You'll see it here in the most recent questions. You can also pop in and see other conversations that are already happening.
And a fantastic segue into tip number 5, rounding out our top 5, answering a question, right? If we're going to ask a question, we're starting to level up. We've got a little bit of community going. We're marching our way up the leaderboard inside of Domo's community forums, outside of Domo Central. We've got our avatar. We've prepped our bios. We've introduced ourselves. We feel like we're a Domo expert. I see a question that I have an answer to, or a use case, or some sort of data set that I can share and help out other community members. How would I answer a question?
Yeah, so you can look here in the most recent, and you can see questions here. If they don't have answered, no one's replied to them yet. So these are great to go in. You get extra points if you're the first person to answer a question. So even if it's not the best answer, you get extra points. So if this says question here, make sure you go in. If you have something to add, go ahead and add it here. But there's if you're not an expert on beast modes, keep looking for something that you like. These have answers. But if you go in, nothing's been marked as the best answer yet. So you can still contribute to this conversation, even if there are best answers. If you have something to add, please add them. That's the whole point of the community forums, is to connect and to learn even more ways that Domo can solve this problem. There's never one answer in Domo, right? There's always like 100 different answers to one question, multiple ways to solve a problem that you're having. So add here, it's really helpful to the community. And I promise, as you're searching through the answers, you're going to learn something new about that topic you didn't know either. So just search through, add your comments. We love to see conversation happening.
Yeah, you got to slide under the radar. You got to beat Mark Snodgrass to most of the first answers, or Grant Smith, or Michelle Ahmad, or Akib, all of these fine folks down here on this month's leaderboard. Big shout out to them, as they're typically jumping in immediately and answering a question with a really great answer. But a little pro tip: if you get an answer that you love, go ahead and mark that answer. Go ahead and mark it and say that, you've that fixed your issue or solved your problem. Very helpful for others as they come in and see that. Anna, this is not part of the top 5 tips, so I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. Let's dive into just 2 things I want to talk specifically about. If we can go to the events page really quick. And this one was kind of done on the fly, so I don't believe this session will show up, but we have a April virtual community meetup that this events page, before we go anywhere else, this events page is a great way for you to see community related content or events. So as we release new live stream scheduling, as we release our April virtual our virtual community meetups, April specifically is about data. Our data science team is going to be taking it over. Give you a little tease for May. We're going to be talking about beast modes, but the May one will be on here. So as you're looking for events or looking for ways to engage with the community for things that we're putting on as a team, you can jump right into this events page from the homepage. So show folks where the easiest way to get that out there. It's in our navigation on community forums, right, Anna, up there at the top, and then you'll go to,
or they'll always be on the homepage.
Absolutely. So really easy to see them. And then users, if they're signed in, can RSVP to these events, correct?
Yep.
And then that allows them to just be notified for those as well.
Yep.
So a great way for you to engage with some of our event content. Let's talk about something that's not on our list, but I do want to mention it, the Ideas Exchange. Will you tell folks, because we see Ideas Exchange, what is it? How can people engage with it? It's something that was requested for a really long time from our users, and we've revamped that as well. So talk a little bit about the Ideas Exchange and how it's built and how people can interact with it.
For sure. Are you seeing my screen move right now, or is it frozen?
It is frozen. Uh-oh, we have a little technical difficulty here on the live stream. It's frozen.
It's moving on my end, but it looks like it's frozen.
It is frozen on ours. So why don't you go ahead and just stop the share and then maybe restart it and it'll come back. We'll do that really quick. But the Ideas Exchange, essentially, I'll fill some time here. The Ideas Exchange is a great way for you to provide product feedback and then allow others to upvote that specific feature request that you put in. So Anna, we're back. The screen is moving. It looks fantastic. Ideas Exchange, take it away.
Okay, we keep the Ideas Exchange on the home page. It's one of our most popular areas of the community forum. It's the only place in all of Domo that you can come and submit feedback on the product that the product managers will see. So come here. It's really fun to search through other users' ideas that they have on improving the Domo product. So you can come through here. If you really like one of these ideas, you can hit upvote. You can also click into ideas and leave comments. So if you really like this idea, but you have something more you'd like to add to this feature, leave a comment, and that's what our product managers will review the entire thread as they're looking at the top ideas. So you can also create a new idea here, just post a new idea. And then the ideas that have the most amount of upvotes, those are what our product managers are considering for the roadmap. So if you think you have a really great idea, send links to your friends within your company. Say, hey, go upvote this. I want this feature in the product, and make sure that you can get others on the bandwagon. So you can also sort by the top ideas, hot ideas, things that are new, and you'll be able to see what else is out there.
Yeah, so it's a really one of our top utilized features of the community forums. Definitely want you to engage with that as well. Anna, any other pro tips before we end the live stream that you wanna dive into before we let people go?
Yes. So my very favorite pro tip is, I'm sure there's one area of the product you absolutely love, or you're an expert, or one area of the product you're really struggling with. And the best thing that you can do in the forums is click into a category that is one of those three things for you, and you can subscribe to it. So click this bell, and you can choose to follow these categories, or be notified of every new post that's made in here, or every new post and comment. And you can update these settings within your profile, but anything that you're interested in, I would say just subscribe to it. And you can choose to get emails every time. You can choose to not get emails, whatever you would like. But it's a great way to just stay on top of the product and also learn that feature a little bit better by reading what questions other users are having.
Yeah,
that's my favorite tip. My other favorite tip is, a lot of people don't know that you can message other users. So if you're having a conversation in the thread and there's someone that's really helping you out, you can message them and tell them thanks, or ask them some questions to get to know them a little bit better, ask them for their LinkedIn profile. So direct messages are a great way to connect with other users.
Love it. All right. So obviously, this is an ever-evolving community, right? We know that we have tried our best before Domopalooza and the exciting announcements that were made on all of the changes to what was formerly the dojo, now the community forums. We're very excited about those. I know Anna, and I know myself, and I don't think either of us have an ego when it comes to, oh, something isn't working the way it should, or it would be really nice if the community did XYZ. We love that feedback. So do not be afraid to email myself or Anna, or communicate with us on the community forums to let us know, like, hey, I've got an idea specifically for the community forums. We'd love to implement it, or we'd love to look into it to make sure that it's a great experience for everyone. And we're not the sole proprietors of this community. Our users are, and our Domo customers are. So we really appreciate everybody that's joined us today for the live stream. Anna, thank you so much for jumping on. I may or may not have said, hey, Anna, you want to do a live stream tomorrow?
I love it.
She was like, sure.
Come whenever.
I think it's about time that we promote, some of the things that we're working on. Again, if you haven't already, register for our upcoming community virtual meetup, how to create composite measures using data reduction techniques. It's our data science takeover. It will be on April 20th. Where can you find those details? The community forums. All right, that's it. That's the final plug. Anna, thanks again for being a part of the live stream. Appreciate it.
Happy to be here whenever. Thanks, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.